Welcome back to a new video. So this is my Thursday and Saturday session. So Friday I ended up just not doing anything, just taking a full day off. And Sunday actually ended up being kind of a day off. I did some very minimal training, and the big reason for that is that I redid the platform, not entirely. Like I had a additional middle piece that I had originally bought to replace the one that's there. Um, and I took up all of the old wood underneath what you can see here, and basically just got rid of it because I think in the shed having wood just in general is not going to work that well. And I have particle board, so you'll see a different looking platform the next session that I end up showing. But I spent Sunday doing that because I had to take off all of the stuff, pour the cement at the bottom just to have it as self-leveling as possible. And I think it's pretty good. I have it there now. The platform's never going to be 100% perfect because I'm not an engineer or anything, or a construction worker or anything of the sort. But the middle of the bar, so where I guess just the center of the bar, that's basically the easiest way to explain it. It was flush with the wood. So the wood was a little bit warped in the middle, and a lot of that was because of the cement all the way at the bottom, but it was also because of the wood starting to get rotted or just messed up from dropping on it repeatedly. And so I'm going with a more bare bones approach. So I have the very bottom, I have my old stall mats, which I've always left there. And so I put those back, and then put essentially what the platform is that you're seeing there back with the new centerpiece. And it's flush, or it's not, I should say. The bar has a gap in the middle part, as it should, so it's more even throughout. And I don't think it was anything that was radically messing up my lifts or anything, but it's just something that you kind of notice over time, and I have the time and the resources to fix it. And basically, because I don't have that extra layer of wood, I'm going to utilize these crash pads a lot more, and just use those. That will just make the platform last forever, assuming the only time I'm really dropping on it is pools like this. Would be one example, and then like a missed lift or something. So the amount of wear and tear is just going to be significantly less. And that was something I don't know how much of a difference it makes. I don't think it makes much of a difference, like I said, because I lived out here so much, and it's pretty minimal. Um, and it's not like I'm standing there and I feel unbalanced or anything, but it definitely feels better when I went to the actual gym. You'll see in the next session. It feels a little bit better, and I think that is just that little bit of a difference. And now it's basically probably as good as it's going to be able to get. And if it gets messed up or something again, I kind of have the method to be able to fix it, and it should be, I mean, hopefully a lot faster. I did have to put some nails in it, which I really don't like to do because nails are really difficult to get out. But the nails themselves are in the rubber underneath, so if I need to pull it up, it should be pretty easy to get out. You just have to hit the nails from the opposite side to get them off, and get them elevated a little bit so then you can pull them out. I do have a tool that I can kind of dig it out of the wood, but if I don't necessarily want to destroy the platform to get the nails out. But if the wood is messed up, then yeah, obviously, then it wouldn't matter. But it's pretty good for now and should hold throughout the winter. I think the cement underneath on the right side was not as level as it needed to be, so I put two 50-pound bags of self-leveling cement basically on that half of the gym, or that half of the floor, and it seemingly made it a lot more level. So it should feel a little bit nicer to lift out there. And the particle board is nice because there's no random knots of wood or anything like that. It's all the same texture material, so excited about that. But because I did all of that stuff on Sunday, I did some presses with the bar, some snatch grip presses, just overhead presses to get a little bit of a pump, and then added actually an exercise I haven't done in a while, which just barbell squat jumps, which is interesting. I don't see with all these the weightlifting competition world and stuff happening, you don't see any weightlifters really do them anymore, which is interesting. I assume people still do them. Maybe people just don't record them, but I felt like that used to be a thing you'd always see people do, and now you don't see it as much. But I actually think that'd be something good for me to do, like on Fridays and stuff when I don't really want to do much training. just to go and do like light pressing and then some barbell squat jumps with just the bar, just to move around and try to, try to move explosively. Uh, when I was doing the squat jumps, I'm definitely glad I didn't try to train again, because my hip and knee were just a little bit sore, and I mean, it wasn't bad enough where I wouldn't have been able to train, but just wasn't about it. This Saturday, because I had took all the stuff off the platform, took the main some of the platform off on Saturday, decided to go to the gym and do the heavy session there. I was feeling really good as far as snatches go, and I actually overpulled that 110. I missed this 115 here as well, and then I was able to make it 4 times in a row. On the fourth rep, when I was coming or dropping the bar down, I noticed that I started to get a blister, and I started to rip a callus off. I kind of felt it crunching around a little bit, not in like like my bone was breaking, but kind of if you've ever had like a blister or callus, you know that feeling. And I tried to make 5 because last week I made 1 of 5, so I guess 4 of 6 is pretty good. But on the last one, I just wasn't able to stabilize it because of the turnover. I felt it pop a little bit, and when I looked at it, hadn't ripped it entirely, but yeah, you see there, I can see it, the part where the fluid just came out. So it messed me up just enough, and it made clean and jerks a little bit difficult. I did not bring my thumb tape, which is one reason why my thumb had ripped with snatches. And I found some masking tape in the back room. I was able to use that for the 2 warm-up sets, because at this point I still had the most of the callus on, so it wasn't like it was ripped off. It had just had a little bit of, basically the pressure popped it on the side, so the fluid had drained out, but the skin was still there, so it was painful a little bit, but it wasn't obviously, you still see me doing cleans. But masking tape, believe it or not, does not really stick to your skin that well, so nor does any sort of tape really stick to my skin that well. So I took it off for this 140, and I just kind of just wanted to see if I could do the cleans, and I was able to do the cleans were fine. They actually felt really good. The last jerk that I did was the best one. I just kept waiting for the thumb to rip off, or the skin to finally rip off, but it actually stayed on. I took it off after the set, though. This was my worst one. Last one's my best one, and I actually haven't done a heavy clean jerk at the new location, or I guess it's the temporary location. The latest update I've heard is that they're gonna have the new gym by next year, or the beginning of next year. So throughout the winter, I'll be lifting here because it'll be too cold to lift in the gym, and there is some benefit of going to the actual gym as well. And I don't really want to train in my back room and do heavy sessions there. I also wanted to experiment doing squats. I was thinking of potentially doing squats on Sunday, but I think probably in the back of my mind, I knew I was gonna work on the platform, so there was a chance that I wasn't going to do much squats. And I took a really big jump from 200 to 230, and it was really annoying because that 200 felt really good. So this is 200, and I was like, all right, I got to get used to this 200 to 230 jump. And you see here, I got halfway up and it just stopped. It looks like I break the bar, but thankfully, it's a good bar, and it wasn't bent or anything like that. But I'll probably, I mean, honestly, I'd put the safeties really low just because I didn't want to miss behind and have the weights hit the floor because it's just cement next to the platform. But I'll probably have to move the safeties up if when I'm squatting there, because that's the only place I can really squat in those racks. I could use the monolift, but that's not really very comfortable, and I don't really want to lift in there. But there, I still got wood and stuff, and it's more of a natural spot. But I'll have to elevate the safeties a little bit so it doesn't look so diabolical if I miss, or I could just not miss squats. I mean, honestly, I put them on there just as like, just in case, because I was like, I should be able to get 230. It's been a pretty routine weight, but that 200 to 230 jump's obviously a pretty big one. And the big reason, I mean, honestly, I should just go 170, 210, 230. But the reason for the big jumps is obviously it conserves energy. And the reason for doing 230 is so then I could, in theory, jump to like 245. It would set me up for a PR attempt. So I think getting used to doing 170, 200, and then getting to 230 ideally would work, but I don't necessarily always want to jump to 210, but I could start practicing that as well. I don't know. It's one of those things, but no heavy 200 kilogram squats this week, so I don't know. I don't know what I'll do next week as far as back squats go, but I was generally happy with the session. I was happy to make 115 a bunch of times like I did, and go in a different environment. And there was someone there playing music, and it was actually good music, so it wasn't distracting, but it was nice to not to have the choice with the music and it not being horrendous. So that part was nice, and that Vulcan bar that I have at the gym is really nice as well because the knurling is really not aggressive at all. So it was nice to be able to use that bar again. So I'll probably start going in more frequently just to get used to the drive, frankly, because it's in a different location. I've only gone a couple times, so just getting used to the drive there. And probably Saturdays would be a good day, maybe Sundays as well. Probably not so much during the week, but we'll have to see because it'll be a balancing act in the winter as well. If I have light sessions or sessions I could do at the house, obviously, most of the winter I'll be able to go outside even if it's decently cold. But if it's a little bit too cold and it's like snatch balances and stuff, as long as I have the crash pads inside, I have a squat rack now for inside, so I'll have that for sessions as well. So that will probably be good. So, excuse me, had a little bit of burp there. I also hit a new low body weight of 233, so I didn't mean to. So I don't necessarily care if I gain weight per se, but I do want to keep monitoring that, and I basically don't have to worry about food or avoiding food or anything like that. So just gotta make sure I eat as well, and that could be one reason I missed the 230 squat too. Just for the fact that I'm skinny. I'm a skinny lad now, but I don't really mind being that light. I think it's probably one reason why snatches feel a little bit better, a little bit lighter. So maybe move a little bit faster, maybe just keep the body weight down there, or maybe just not try to overeat to get it back up. But either way, that's gonna be it for this one. I'll talk to you all the next one, and I hope you all have a great day. Peace.